Mercury moved into Gemini. Neptune went retrograde in Pisces. And we've got a new first week of the month. This is July 4th, 2022. And this is your energy forecast for the week up until the 10th of July. Hey, my friend, how's it going? Happy new week. Happy new day. Happy independence. Hello. This is a beautiful time and a beautiful day, and we are here to talk all about what is going on in our stars. This is your star guidance for the week so that you can use this energy to your benefit, to work with the energy and not against it, my friend. So if you are new here, hey, Danny Simonis, welcome, your spiritual designer, helping you find clarity on your spiritual journey. In this video, we are going to talk about energy forecasts and how to work with the stars, because my friend, my favorite thing to do in the whole wide world is to help people understand who they are, remember who they are through the lens of astrology, so that we can heal and let go and release all those societal paradigms, all those generational paradigms, all those ancestral belief systems that no longer serve us, so that we can then build a life that truly honors who we are. My friend, that is my biggest mission and purpose in this life, is to help you remember that so that you can be you without any of the guilt, out any of the pressure, out any of the doubt, but just show up as you. How beautiful would our world be if we all just accepted who we are and chose the path of growth? All right, enough of that. You can tell we're in Mercury and Gemini because I'm hoping this won't be a long video, because I got a lot to say and there's been a lot coming through, and I've been receiving a lot of insights and a lot of messages, and they're all just wanting to come through. So I'm going to contain myself. But this is our energy forecast. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Grab your tea, coffee, water, protein shake, whatever you're drinking, my friend, because we are getting started. I've got matcha today. I made myself a matcha latte and it is super delicious. Okay, so you should be seeing our chart for the week here. This begins on July 4th. Let's go ahead and locate our moon. So our moon is right down here, and it is in 18 degrees Leo. So, this is our fire sign, and Leo is our, a lot of people like to say, you know, Leo's the drama queen, right? Can be, yes, but most importantly for us to remember with Leo is Leo needs to be seen and Leo needs to be heard, right? Leo needs an audience. It needs a stage. And now I'm not saying you need to go out there and be like, hey friends, look at me. No. How can we use this energy? How could we know that this is the energy we are in? So if you're feeling like, why isn't anybody listening to me? Or you're feeling like, I just want somebody to hear me out. Can you just hear me out? Like literally yesterday, my love and I, we were in the car, and I don't remember what we were talking about. We always talk about a number of different things. And so we were talking about something. And at one point I was like, can you just hear what I'm saying? Dude, can you just listen to me? Just listen. I don't care about anything. Just hear it, right? That's one of his biggest challenges, is to listen. You know, sometimes he'll get caught up in his ideas and his thoughts and how he sees it and wants to share with me, that sometimes he'll forget that, like, I just said something. Oftentimes we are on the same page. We're just saying it in completely different ways. So that was something I was like, well, there we go. I'm over here being like, listen to me. So if you're feeling like that, it's definitely this energy. So how can we use this energy, right? I'm practical. I want to share with you how to use it. So for one, this can be noticing some things where you're feeling like, you know what, I'm not being heard. Why am I not being heard? Why am I not being seen, right? What is going on? What are those belief systems that I have? What are those things that are blocking me from being seen, right? And also, we might even look at this from the other side of how are we seeing others? How are we allowing ourselves to be seen by others, right? And how are we seeing other people, right? Are we giving space for people to be seen and heard, right? With boundaries, right? With protection. I'm not saying you got to go listen to everybody and their stories and their drama. No, 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 no. Like with protection, right? But how are we doing that, right? Are we doing that? Are we not? Now, the other thing is that if you're somebody who is, likes to be in the background and wants to come forward, wants to be seen in a new light, this is really good energy for you. Now, we're going to be here just for pretty much the remainder of today and the very, very, very early beginnings of Tuesday. So we've got this day here to use this energy. You can also look back at the past couple of days and see kind of where our energy has been. So let's go ahead and move on to Tuesday and Wednesday, and then it's about halfway through Thursday. So we're looking about Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a little bit into Thursday. We are moving into our beautiful earth sign of Virgo. So my sun, moon, or rising Virgos, this energy is really great for you. This is your energy, my friend. So this is power. This is like, remember I said Super Mario, right? He powers up with the mushroom, like that, right? This is your power time. So use that little mushroom, power up, right? Use this energy. So Virgo energy is an earth energy. So it is definitely more grounded and connected to earth. Now, however, Virgo really loves its systems, really loves its structure, really loves things to be in place, really likes to perfect things. It has such a beautiful eye for making things better, right? For clearing the clutter, so to speak, and making it even better. So this could be in your home. Maybe there's some clutter in your home that you're like, oh, this clutter has been in here. And they say, I've seen this in my own self, and in I think she was probably 14 when I really noticed it. But when there's clutter in the environment, there's clutter in the mind. You've heard this, right? So use the Virgo energy to clear the clutter, to get rid of the things, right? Use the energy. Don't go against it. Use the energy. So if you're looking to clear some things out, and again, I think I've said this before, we don't want to say like, I'm going to clear the whole house out. No, that doesn't work, right? We get like frustrated and annoyed, and then we stop, and then we give up, and then we don't do anything. So set the intention to do one small thing. Say like, I'm going to clear this table. Or if the table is too big, I'm just going to clear this pile, right? Or this drawer, right? I think I told you about my kitchen a couple years ago where I tackled my kitchen in clearing the clutter out of my kitchen. I didn't say I'm going to do this in a day, right? No, I was like, I'm going to tackle one drawer every single day, one cupboard every single day. And that's, well, actually probably did it once a week, maybe a couple times a week. I would sit down at like maybe lunchtime or when I was eating lunch and be like, okay, can I tackle this drawer? And sometimes it would take me a couple days, and sometimes it just was that one done, right? One and done. But then there were other things that took me a little bit longer, and there were days where I didn't want to do it, but I set the intention to do it one day a week. So it took me about a month, maybe a little bit longer to do it, but it was done. And it wasn't one of those like, I'm just going to clear it all, right? Because we definitely have those. So think about that. Virgo energy is really good for clearing the things out, but also setting up systems and structures that can serve you. Now, this can be within rituals of your day-to-day routine. So that you're getting started, right? You're getting going, your good day, right? Maybe rituals or routines, or maybe there's something during the day that you want to do. My new friends who have joined me in Nurture Your Stars, I'm so excited. Maybe you're like, I want to add essential oils. How do I add the essential oils into my day? How do I do that, right? Use the Virgo energy to start doing that. To just say like, okay, in the morning, what would be a good oil for me to use right now? Like, look at the oils that you have. If you only have a couple, just pick one of the ones that you have. I'm not saying you have to have a million oils like me, but maybe you will eventually, who knows? But just pick whatever you have. If you have something, use it, right? They are gifts of the earth, my friend. They're natural, so beautiful. Now, we'll be in that energy, like I said, till about Thursday afternoon. And then we're going to move into Libra, which is our air energy. Now, Libra is all about the balance, the harmony, right? I always realize I forget to move my chart for you guys to see. So Thursday, there we go, in Virgo. And then I'm at 8 a.m. So if I change this to 12, you'll see, which is how I like to really do the charts. We see we're at 29 degrees there. So we move it over maybe just another hour. And you'll see we are now in Libra. So this is about 1 o'clock Central Time on Thursday. We move into Libra. And then we're going to be in Libra through Friday. And there we go. On Saturday, we're at 26 degrees, which means we're just out of it. So by about 4 o'clock or so, 5 o'clock, we'll be moving out of our Libra energy and into our Scorpio energy, which will be in Scorpio on that Saturday evening into Sunday. So let's talk really quick about our Libra energy, because it is the air energy. It is more mental energy. It is about fairness and equality. It is about like looking at both sides of things. Air energy is really good for like research and looking at things and looking things up. Really good to like use the mental, right, the logical aspects of ourselves. Now, with Libra, it does, as I said, can see both sides. So although they say Libra, they can't make decisions, but let's just say, or they struggle. Not that they can't, they struggle, right? It's because they can see both sides. Well, sometimes we need to see both sides, right? Sometimes we need to see the other side of something so that we can understand it, so that we can heal it, so that we can forgive it and move forward. 4 stages of healing, right? We can use this Libra energy to look at maybe something that you're like, oh, I feel like I'm stuck. I feel like I'm stuck in one side or one point of view, right? And we don't want to do that, right? We want to be able to open ourselves up to see what else, right? What's possible? What else could there be? Because when we're only focused on this one thing, we're really closing ourselves off, right? So we want to open that up. And so Libra can help us do that. So we can use that energy for that. Use it to research, use it to open yourself up to see a different side or a different position on things. Use the mental part. If you're more of the emotionally driven, you can bring the logic in, right? We need to feel the emotion, yes, but we also want to bring that logic in at the right point, right? To help us. We can't just purely go off the emotion. It doesn't get us anywhere. Just as we can't purely go off of logic, we need to feel it, right? We need to have both. So we can use that, right? If we get really emotional, we can bring in that logic, which is really good with the Libra, really good out of all of the air energies. I would say Libra is a really good energy to do that. And then, as I said, Saturday evening into Sunday will be in Scorpio. So again, we're going to go through fire, earth, air, water. We're going to go through the 4 elements again this week. So ending it on water, which is our emotional energy, right? It's the more innate responses and reactions to things. And so that energy is going to be in Scorpio, which is our deep, going down and really getting fixed and really getting focused, right? So it has many different sides, let's just say. All of the signs do. Scorpio, right? We can use it to help us focus in. Focus in. So if you've been having problems, like you've been all over the place, and you're just like, I just want to dive into this and focus in. Scorpio energy is a really good energy to do that, right? To help you focus on in. Now, the flip side of that, though, is that you can get obsessed, right? You get so focused on this thing that you can't let it go. That is a struggle with Scorpio. So know that if you have a tendency, right, to get stuck in things, right, that is potentially some area where you could get stuck. So help free yourself from that. Know, right, use your essential oils, your crystals, your practices to help you, right? Meditation, journal, like pull those things out, talking with somebody, right? So that you don't get stuck. Now, if you're somebody that needs to like just focus in, then again, you can use this energy to do that as well. So really great energy over these next couple of days. I would definitely say, since we're going through all the elements, right, the 4 elements, to definitely have patience with yourself, right? If you have adaptive, if you have the essential oils, adaptive, definitely, but for that adaptability through the different waves that may be coming. But let's go ahead and move into a couple of other things that we're experiencing already this week and into the next couple of weeks and months, for example. So let's talk about this Mercury in Gemini. So Mercury, let's go back to our calendar over here. Mercury moved into Gemini on the 30th of June. Now, Gemini is its home base. Gemini actually is where it rules that sign. So we're going to come here. In this chart, it's showing it on the 2nd. I actually moved on the 30th, but in this chart, it's showing us on the 2nd. So here, Mercury and Gemini, as I said, it is at home. So all the things that Mercury rules are just amplified under this energy. So let's talk about what Mercury rules. Mercury rules our communication. It rules our thinking, our learning. It is our social aspect of us. It is also contracts, right? Business dealings. So when we look at it in neighborhoods, siblings, I always forget those, neighborhoods and siblings. So when we look at those areas of our life, Mercury being at home here in Gemini, and it'll be here from June 30th to about July 16th. It'll be in the sign of Gemini. I see communication, curiosity, and cleverness with this period. So communication, curiosity, and cleverness. So communication. Now, we are always communicating, right? Even when we think we're not communicating, we're communicating. There's a thing called body language. I'm sure you've heard of it, right? So there's communication always happening, but with Mercury and Gemini, it's coming up even more. There's more communication that you're wanting to have. So I want you to pair this with what I just said earlier about Leo, our moon currently being Leo. You can see why I was getting frustrated about being seen and heard, right? I was communicating because I wanted to communicate something and I wanted it to be seen and heard. So you can see how these energies can be coming together, right, and affecting us. So definitely more communication, definitely wanting to socialize more, to be in communication with. And so for somebody that's like, no, I don't want to be around people, it gets too much, I'm not a people person, Danny. You don't have to be around people. We have these really beautiful things. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're called cell phones. And there's a thing called social media, right? Where you can still be in communication with somebody without having to be in the same energy of them, right? The same space as them. You don't have to put yourself out in a crowd. It could be a one-on-one conversation, right? A message. So we can amp up those things for ourselves right now. For somebody who, is like been feeling like, I just feel stuck and I just want new friends, or I don't have any friends maybe, or I'm wanting new friends or more friends, right? We can use this energy to connect, or maybe you want to connect with some friends that maybe you've lost touch with, right? Just make sure there's a good reason for you to move back into that relationship. I just want to say that. All right, so the other thing is there's a lot of gathering of information with Mercury. So if you've been, wanting to learn something, right, this is a really good time. And so why my Nurture Your Star series starts this week, because this is a really good time for us to gather information, right, to learn, to bring things in, to get new knowledge, right? This is a really good time for that. So this is why Nurture Your Stars is starting this week, right? So if you're curious about Nurture Your Stars, by the way, there's a link down in the box. I'm going to talk a little bit about it at the end too, but it does kick off this week. You can still join. You can join up to the first week. After that, there's a lot of information, and I'm going to recommend you probably wait till the next time I do it. But if you are interested in doing it, we do kick off this week. You can still join. There's a link down in the box. And I'll talk a little bit more about it at the end. But this information gathering can also be in a way that can take our energy away. So I want you to be aware of this, okay? So with the Gemini communication, right? And taking it away, I just I want to say this, and I want you to see me to say this. So here we go. There is, if you think about gathering information, now from a knowledge standpoint, that's fantastic, right? Learning new things and bringing information in. But when we gather information in a not so great way, it could be like, so what is Susie doing? Let me go check out Facebook. Or it could be, I'm going to hang out and just scroll through Instagram, through Reels, through TikTok, and see what everybody's doing because we want to feel connected, right? I want you to watch that because I was even finding myself the past few days, like going to Instagram. I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I wasting my time? And normally, like when Mercury isn't in Gemini, I go and I'm very strategic about when I go. Like I use my time very wisely, right? I go and I'm like, I'm looking for something specific, or I'll go to certain accounts, right? Especially with Facebook. I just go to my notifications. I don't ever go to my main feed. I just go to my notifications and I see what's going on. But I found myself wanting to do that more and get sucked in to the drama of social media. What is she doing? What's going on with her? And what's this, right? And looking at everybody and everything instead of just doing the things that I want. So, right, and even though I wasn't really socializing or communicating, I was gathering information. So be careful, be mindful of the information that you're gathering, okay? So let me pull back up our chart. Now let's also look at this from the aspect of the curiosity. So if we're being curious, right, if we leave ourselves open to being more curious, again, not being locked in with the blinders on, but being open, right, we can ask ourselves better questions. So I want you to think about, what questions are you asking yourself? It's one of the things that I learned when I first learned NLP, but I amplified when I started learning how to read the Akashic Records, right? How to get in tune with that energy and asking the questions, right, that were opening things up instead of like, this or that, right? Is anybody this, or is anybody that, right? Who is harming me right now, right? Instead of like, what am I doing to harm myself? Or what practices can I do that would help me, right? Like I can open the question up instead of being very specific and very narrow. Now, sometimes it is good to have specific and narrow questions, but we kind of want to, we want to open things up. We want to start in a very open, curious place. And so open those questions up. So I want to ask you, what questions are you asking yourself right now? What questions are you asking yourself? Are they questions that are helping you grow? Or are they questions that are hurting you and harming you? So just be mindful of that, right? So ask, be curious, stay open. That's how you can use this really beautiful Gemini energy. Now, let's take a look at the next thing that is going on, which actually took place on July 3rd. Let's see if it shows on this chart there. Yep, there we go. Neptune, our planet of Neptune in Pisces, is retrograde. You'll see that RX right there. That just means retrograde, right? Just like our Pluto's retrograde and our Saturn's retrograde. These guys right here are all retrograde right now. Now, Neptune is our mystical part of our life. It's the things we cannot see. So with Neptune being, retrograde, which all retrograde means is we're going inward, right? And Neptune, it's not like a Mercury, right? It's so far out that it's hitting us more on a like collective energy. And it's not really like we won't notice it so much as we will with Mercury, right? Mercury was a lot faster, it's a lot closer to us, and so we feel that energy more intensely. Neptune makes big changes, but it's very slow, very, very slow. So where Mercury is going, you know, like this speed, let's just say, Neptune's like, right? Slow and steady wins the race, right? So Neptune is our dreams, is our visions, is our inspiration, is our creativity. So in that, right, we can use this energy to really vision what we want, what we desire, right? We can set those new dreams, those new ideas, right, that we want for our future. Really good time to tune into that, to tap into that. Now, if you were a kid, as a kid, if you would daydream a lot and, you know, your teachers would like, stop daydreaming, or your parents were like, stop daydreaming. No, my friend, don't ever tell a kid that. Let them dream, let them explore, and it's okay for you to do that too. It's okay for you to sit and just allow your mind to vision, to dream, right? Everything that is created in our physical world starts in our internal world, in our thoughts, in our vision. So dream, my friend. This actually would be also a good time where you might be having some really intense dreams, really crazy dreams. Pay attention, because those dreams do have a lot of meaning in them. There's a lot to pull out. There are messages for us, right? So there's that. Now, the other thing I want to point out here is that, as I said, Neptune, it's the things we don't see. And so it's like, you know, Neptune is the ruler of the sea, right? And so we don't see, we don't see what's in the sea, right? We don't see below the surface, right? There's only a certain point where we can see down, and then we don't see anything, right? We can't see the beautiful plants. We can't see the beautiful fish and other sea creatures that are below the surface, right? We can't see any of that. All we can see is just the very, very tops, right? So what's beneath there, though, is things for us to look at. And so these things can be brought to the surface during Neptune retrograde. So although things may appear to be great and fantastic, there could be some turmoil going on inside. It's very much like the iceberg idea, right? You saw, like, you know, we'll go to Titanic. I know the movie, right? They only saw that little tip, very top. They had no idea that there was this massive thing below, right? That's what Neptune is. Like, the consciousness only sees the little tip of the iceberg, but there's so much going on down below. So there's so much going on inside. So this can be brought to the surface. So this could be triggering some confusion. This could be triggering some feelings, some thoughts. You could be in this confused state, like not quite understanding, like, what is this? Because it's things that maybe you have had the rosy colored glasses on, like, let's just put our rosy colored glasses on and let's just see the world great. Or let's see the world this way, right? But you take those glasses off, you'll see something different, right? You can see more. And that's what Neptune in retrograde is asking us to do, to, like, it's going to take those rosy colored glasses off and look at it and say, what are we disillusioning ourselves with? What are we not seeing clearly? Because in every situation, right, there's a part that we are not seeing clearly. We can't. We've got these filters in our mind that stop us, that prevent us from seeing, right, beyond our perception, our belief, right? And so, you know, we got to take those off and know that there's something else there for us to see. I was on a call the other day with somebody, and they were like, well, Danny, I don't like that aspect of myself. And I was like, well, you know, trust me, there's parts of me that I don't like. You know, there's, if you read my email this week about the judgy judger, right? Judgy judger, I never liked her. I didn't like her. She's so horrible. She judges everything. It's like, stop judging people. Like, just let it be. Like, let them be who they are. But it's a part of me that I had to accept, right? That I had to own, and I had to see, like, well, how is this judgy judger helping me? Well, judging something from a risk standpoint Isn't that kind of a good thing? Absolutely. So I can use that really powerful aspect of myself to be like, danger, 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 right? Or I can be like, nope, not danger, I'm good, right? I can use that to my advantage. I have that skill. I have a skill, I have a really good skill there, right? So I can look at that aspect of myself and embrace it instead of pushing it away. So again, this is what this can help you do. Look at the other side that you haven't seen. Bring it to the surface so you can see it. This is a pure possibility right here, because we can now create a new vision. That's what I said at the very beginning of this, right? We create the new vision for what it is we want. Now, this is also a really good time to deepen your spiritual practices, to get in tune more with your spiritual self, right? This would be a good time to work with your spiritual body or the spiritual aspect of you. Really good time to connect to the spiritual practices, maybe that you've put off or you haven't quite done, or reconnect or reinvigorate them as well. The last thing I do want to say about this, and this can be, it can be a little bit challenging, is the triggers. And it's specifically around addictions and boundaries. So addictions, meaning addiction to coffee, right? Addiction to crystals, addiction to essential oils, addiction to drugs, medication, addiction to drama, gossip, right? Addiction to social media, media in general, right? We can have these addictions. Food, right? Food can be an addiction. So these can also be really good times to work on those triggers. They can be triggered where we want to go, because addictions help us escape from something, right? Helps us escape from being present and feeling the thing that we're not wanting to feel. The addiction helps take us into something else, right? If it's an addiction, sound like I need to see you on this. So if it's an addiction to food, for example, right, there could be an emotion that you're not wanting to feel, right? And so you turn to the food to shift that. I know definitely something I've done for many, many years and still continue to do, right? I'm working on that for sure, but there's addiction that we can have. Now, the other thing is the boundaries. So we often will put a boundary up, but it's up, but it's either blurred, right? Or it's like we kind of bring it back. We kind of say like, okay, here's the boundary, and then something will happen, or somebody will say something, and you'll be like, well, okay, I'll drop it back a little bit, and then something else, and then you're like, oh, I'll drop it back a little bit more, right? And so then we don't enforce our boundary, because our boundary was here, and now it's over here, right? Boundaries, again, I've said this a million times. I think I have a video somewhere about it, about boundaries. I like to relate them to our front door of our home. Do you let anybody just walk in your door? No, that front door is a boundary to your home, right? It tells people what they can and cannot do. Like we had a delivery last night for some food, right? The door was a boundary. He couldn't just walk in and plop our food on our table. No, there was the door. There was a doorbell, right? He could ring the doorbell or he could knock, but he had to do something, right? He couldn't just walk through our door. That's a boundary. Now, if I leave the door unlocked or I crack the door open, well, now what am I doing? I'm saying, oh, you could do that. You could come in now, right? I'm not enforcing that boundary. I've left the door open. So now I'm telling him something new that he can do. So I want you to be careful of the boundaries that you may be setting that maybe are a little bit blurred. Maybe you said that you have this door and you can't come into my house, but you left it open. You cracked it open a little bit, so now they can come in, right? Or let's say you've set the boundary, but now you're like, I'm not sure if I should have said. Now you're getting the harshness sometimes, because it can be harsh, of setting the boundary, and you're like, I don't want to deal with this, and so you just drop the boundary completely. Stand firm, my friend. Stand firm. So maybe we'll talk more about boundaries during this season, but Neptune will be retrograde through the beginning of December, about December 3rd, somewhere in that area, it will move out of retrograde and it'll be direct again. So that is our forecast for the week. Now, before we go, I did want to tell you about our essential oil for the week and to remind you that Nurture Your Stars series is coming up this week, Tuesday, July 5th. We are kicking off our 12-week journey, diving into the natal chart, your birth chart, your star chart. There's so many different ways that it's called, but it really is your astrological blueprint, your makeup. If you ever wanted the keys to who you are, these are the keys to who you are, to help you understand yourself on a soul level, understand why you're here, understand your purpose, understand your focus, your strengths, your challenges, the things that get in your way, the things that are easy and flow so beautifully for you, confirms who you are, gives you more confidence, and trust me, you more acceptance and love for self, which is one of the most beautiful things that a natal chart can offer you. So what we're going to do in this series is break it down. We're going to break the actual natal chart down. So I'm going to share my screen again because I want you to just take a look at, this is our chart for Sunday the 3rd. But if somebody was born on Sunday the 3rd at 1 p.m. in Austin, Texas, this would be their natal chart. And so what we're going to do is we're going to break down what every single thing on this chart means, where those planets are, what those houses mean, what those lines mean. We're going to break it all down because they all are an aspect of you. And the more you understand that, the more you understand yourself. And so we're going to dive, there's 6 different lessons where we're going to cover each different lesson is a topic on the natal chart, from the planets, the zodiacs, the houses, and aspects. We're going to cover all of that over 6 different lessons. And I've built in, because I've taken many, many online courses, trust me, your girl loves to learn. And I found that, you'll learn something, you have a lesson, and then maybe, that week you do the homework or you're practicing it, and then it's like the next week, and then you learn something else, and then now you're working on that, and then you forgot about the first one, and now you had to miss a week, and now you're behind, and then you just give up. Been there? This is why I added in integration weeks every other week. So we'll have a teaching, and then we'll have an integration week, a teaching, and then an integration week, a teaching, and then an integration week, right? And so on. So this is why it's 12 weeks, 6 lessons. So every integration week is a chance for you to rewatch the videos, and there will be a practice for you to do, homework for you to do during the week that are super simple, super easy to help you integrate this information. Because I don't want you to just take this information and be like, well, that was a cool class, I learned some things, and move on. My intention is for you to learn how to use this in your daily life so that you can, again, work with this energy, work with this flow. So when I'm doing these energy forecasts, you're like, oh, I see what she's saying here. And okay, that's happening. And I see that, and I can understand it and see how that energy is affecting me. So the one thing that I'm really excited about to offer with this class, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again for you, is the opportunity to, where did it go? There it is, is the opportunity to get a essential oil kit when you do this. So I'm going to go to bit.ly/NYS kit. This is where you will go to if you want to sign up for Nurture Your Stars. And what you'll be taken to is this page. It'll come up any second now, where there is a kit that you can purchase. It's an essential oils kit called the Aroma Collection Kit. Now, I chose this kit in particular because all the oils that are in this kit are beautiful oils that we can use on our spiritual journey. So this is where you'll be taken to. All you have to do is proceed to checkout, or you can express checkout, either one, and you get an annual membership fee waived with doTERRA, which means that if you want to, you don't have to, you can buy this kit and not buy any more essential oils at all. But once you buy this kit, right, you get free the annual membership with doTERRA, which means you simply get wholesale pricing for an entire year, which means 25% off retail. Now, I don't know about you, but I love a bargain. I love myself a good bargain. So I won't like, so I have a membership at both Costco and Sam's because in LA we used Costco, here in Texas, Sam's is closer. So I have both memberships right now. It's a deal, right? But I don't necessarily just go to those stores to buy all the products because none of the products are the most value. Sometimes I can go to our local store here and get a better price, right, than I could at Sam's or Costco. So a wholesale account, all it does though is give you the opportunity to get a discount, get something at a better price. And so that's what this actually does, is it gives you the opportunity to get a better price. There is free shipping on this. So it'll be delivered to your home. Usually takes about 4 or 5 days, depending on where you live in this beautiful country. But you would just simply proceed to checkout. Now, I did want to see, I don't think it actually will let me do it here, but I'm going to go ahead and go to Terra Aroma Collection. And I want to show you what is in this kit and why I chose these in particular. Now you can see their retail up here at $199, and that is absolutely what you're not getting for. I don't know if you saw on there, it's actually $155 because you're getting a wholesale discount, which is super cool. So you're saving money already right there. Now, this is the kit that you would actually get. See that wholesale price at $155. You're actually getting all of these oils and this beautiful diffuser, which is super cute. So here are the essential oils that you will get in this kit. Our peppermint, which is great, is a really refreshing. It's actually put this in my diffuser every single morning in our bathroom to wake us up. Balance is a really grounding energy for somebody that needs more grounding in your life. Definitely balance is the one for you. Breathe helps open up our airway so that we can breathe. So for somebody that struggles with any type of breathing, this will open up. This is really good for my people who have asthma, right? I use this at night to help with snoring, to open up my channel so that I don't snore, because supposedly I snore. I don't believe that, but whatever. Breathe can also be used to help open us up so that we can let go and forgive, right? Really beautiful here. Wild orange is our abundance of our oil of abundance. Excuse me. So if you're working on anything around money, wanting to call more abundance into your life, it's also really good inner child stuff that we can do with wild orange. So another really beautiful one. On Guard is our protective blend. So whether you're protecting yourself from cooties, right, things that are out in the world, or if you're wanting to protect your energy, your aura, right, protective blend. Citrus Bloom is new beginnings, my friend. It smells absolutely amazing. If you're anybody that likes citrusy oils, you love Citrus Bloom. Really beautiful. I love to diffuse this personally. I also do put it in a roller ball. So roller ball is just essential oil with fractionated coconut oil in it. You can use like as a perfume, natural perfume, really great. It's got, you know, wild orange, grapefruit, lavender, so that calming energy as well. Roman chamomile and magnolia, divine feminine in here, really beautiful. We've got Serenity, which is known as our tranquility blend. It's like the sleep. People know it for sleep. They struggle with sleeping. Serenity is the blend for you. But Serenity really brings that calm, tranquil energy in. So like for meditations, with some of the stuff that we're happening in our sky, if it's getting crazy for you, right? We can use the Serenity to really calm us, so we can balance it, right? With balance, so tranquil, Serenity and balance to really bring us down, to really calm us. Cheer is when you need that uplift, when you need that like sunshiny day, right? If things have seemed gloomy or depressing, or you're feeling like hard on yourself, cheer is fantastic. Smells amazing and really lifts your spirit. I love to diffuse this one personally. Adaptive. I talked about adaptive earlier, like riding the waves, wanting to be adaptable to the situation before you. Now, who would want more adaptability, especially during this Mercury and Gemini season, right? That social energy really help be really adaptive. I use this one on a daily basis, actually. Northern Escape is transitions, but stable transitions. So this one will help you if you're making any type of transition in your life or wanting to make a transition in your life. This is going to help you have stable transitions. And then finally, our La Luz diffuser, which is, as you can see, super cute. Okay, so that is, I thought I'd share that with you because I've had a few questions, a few people ask about, like, well, do I need to get the oils? Should I get the oils? What are the oils? All that good stuff. So I thought I'd just take a few moments to let you know about the oils. You can see all of those oils can help in a myriad of ways. And I just skimmed the surface on what you can use them for. If you're somebody who maybe has essential oils, you're like, I don't even know how to use the ones that I have, Danny, no problem. I would still say come to the class. We're going to teach some of the stuff on essential oils as well, again, through this 12 weeks. Plus, we just opened up the community for Nurture Your Stars for this round, for this class. And it's on Volley, which is my favorite new app. I absolutely love Volley. And so all of our stuff's going to be on Volley. So you don't have to like go to Facebook or Instagram. You could just hone in and just be in the container for the next 12 weeks with me. I'm super excited for this. There's a link down in the description box. If you're watching this video after probably about July 11th, 12th, then look for the link to the next round of Nurture Your Stars. All right, my friend, I hope you have a fantastic week ahead. I'm excited for those of you that are joining me in Nurture Your Stars this week, and I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. And as always, my friend, remember, close your eyes and take a deep breath. And find